Today, you are going to discover some of the secrets that great figures of this sport use to obtain better results in their hypertrophy process. So take note, and you will notice better results in building a better physique and therefore a better life. Let's start. 1. Optimize muscle growth. When your body undergoes the protein synthesis process, your muscles tend to increase in size due to the storage of larger amounts of proteins. However, it is important to note that your body constantly uses protein reserves for various functions, such as hormone production. This constant depletion of proteins results in reduced availability for muscle building. To counteract this phenomenon, it is essential to generate and store new proteins more rapidly than the body breaks down old proteins, as noted by Michael Houston, a nutrition professor at Virginia Tech University. It is recommended to consume approximately 1 gram of protein per kilogram of body weight, a quantity identified as the maximum that the body can utilize in a single day, according to a prominent study highlighted in the Journal of Applied Physiology. For instance, an individual weighing 70 kilograms should ingest around 70 grams of protein daily, and even a bit more to reach the ideal amount. This quantity can be obtained through foods such as a chicken breast, a cup of cottage cheese, a roast beef sandwich, 2 eggs, a glass of milk, and 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. It is advised to evenly distribute the remaining daily calories between carbohydrates and fats. 2. Eat more. In addition to ensuring the adequate consumption of proteins, it is essential to increase your calorie intake. Use the following formula to calculate the amount you need to ingest daily with the goal of gaining 1 kilogram per week. It is advisable to wait for 2 weeks to observe the results on the scale. If you have not achieved the desired increase in that time, increase your calorie intake by 500 calories per day. A. Weight in kilograms. B. Multiply A by 12 to determine your basic calorie needs. C. Multiply B by 1.6 to estimate your resting metabolic rate, calorie burning without considering exercise. D. Strength training. Multiply the number of minutes you lift weights per week by 5. E. Aerobic training. Multiply the number of minutes per week you run, cycle, and engage in sports by 8. F. Add D and E and divide the result by 7. G. Add C and F to get your daily calorie needs. H. Add 500 to G. This is your estimated daily calorie requirement to gain 1 kilogram per week. 3. Work big, not small. How to perfect the dumbbell bicep curl. While they may be enjoyable, if you're looking to increase your muscle mass, you need to go beyond to challenge your body. According to Samuel, a key to achieving this is incorporating so-called multi-joint movements. Yes, isolation training has its value, Samuel comments, but it cannot be the foundation of your routine. The key lies in strength. It is essential to perform exercises that challenge multiple joints and muscles simultaneously. Let's take, for example, the dumbbell row. Each repetition of this exercise involves the challenge of the biceps, latissimus dorsi, and abdominals. Using multiple muscle groups allows you to lift more weight, notes Samuel, which is crucial for stimulating growth. Moreover, it encourages you to use your muscles together, just as you do in everyday life. Movements involving multiple joints are fundamental in your training, he emphasizes. Make sure to include movements like squats, deadlifts, pull-ups, and bench press in your routine to reap these benefits. All of them will stimulate various muscle groups simultaneously, and it is crucial to perform them to achieve your muscle growth goals. 4. Train with load. If your goal is to develop muscle and strength, it is essential to train with load, according to personal trainer Curtis Shannon. Training with load, safely and efficiently, offers numerous benefits, states Shannon. When training with load, muscles are challenged both concentrically and eccentrically. If done correctly, the stimulus of controlled lowering and lifting the weight again will promote greater muscle breakdown and reconstruction. This implies that not all sets should have between 10 and 15 repetitions. Although high repetition sets may have their value for multi-joint movements such as squats, bench press, and deadlifts, don't hesitate to perform sets with, for example, 5 repetitions. This will allow you to use more weight, thus developing more pure strength, as Samuel comments. Over time, this newfound strength will enable you to lift heavier weights for more repetitions. A strategy to incorporate this into your training routine is to start each session with an exercise that allows you to work with low repetitions. Perform 4 sets of 3, 5 repetitions for your first exercise, and then do 3 sets of 10, 12 repetitions for each subsequent movement. It's the best of both worlds, allowing you to develop pure strength initially and then accumulate repetitions later on. 5. Take a pre-workout supplement. A study conducted in 2001 at the University of Texas found that lifters who consumed a shake with amino acids and carbohydrates before exercising increased their protein synthesis more than those who had the same shake after the workout. The shake contained 6 grams of essential amino acids, the crucial protein components for muscle formation, and 35 grams of carbohydrates. Because exercise increases blood flow to active tissues, consuming a mix of carbohydrates and proteins before your workout session can result in greater absorption of amino acids in your muscles, notes Kevin Tipton, a nutrition and exercise researcher at the University of Texas in Galveston. For your supplement, you'll need between 10 and 20 grams of protein, usually around a scoop of whey protein powder. Having trouble digesting protein drinks? You can get the same nutrients from a sandwich with 4 slices of turkey and a slice of cheese on whole grain bread. However, a shake is still preferable. Liquid meals are absorbed more quickly. Consume 30 to 60 minutes before your workout. 6. Don't push yourself to the maximum all the time. It's beneficial for your body to be in motion every day, but that doesn't mean your workout should constantly lead to fatigue and exhaustion. According to Samuel, if you push yourself to the maximum every day, your body won't have the chance to grow. Choose specific moments in the week to give it your all. Aim to finish each training session feeling good, not exhausted. Limit your weightlifting sessions to 12, 16 sets in total, and never exceed that limit. This doesn't mean you can't have intense workouts occasionally. However, restrict sessions that push your body to maximum effort to 3 times a week and never on consecutive days. Samuel emphasizes, you need to recover to grow. Consistently training to the point of exhaustion can be counterproductive for the necessary recovery for muscle growth. 7. Reduce carbohydrate intake after your workout. Research indicates that you can rebuild muscles more quickly on your rest days by reducing the consumption of foods with higher carbohydrate content in your diet. Carbohydrate-rich meals after a workout increase insulin levels, which in turn decreases the rate of protein breakdown, according to Kalman. Opt for a banana, a sports drink, or a peanut butter sandwich. Their properties, benefits, and recipes. 8. Challenge yourself with progressive overload. As we mentioned earlier, a key factor in muscle development is subjecting your muscles to increasingly challenging demands. While many believe this involves lifting more weight in each workout session, as Samuel points out, there comes a point where simply adding more weight to the bar becomes more difficult. He argues, if that weren't true, everyone would be bench pressing 200 kilograms. Samuel advises against simply trying to increase the weight in each set of every exercise. Instead, focus on improving in some way in each set. Even if you're not increasing the weight, you can push yourself in different ways, he explains. For instance, you could do 10 repetitions of deadlifts in this set. In the next one, instead of adding weight, perform the same 10 repetitions but with even more intense form. At times, maintaining the same weight for all 4 sets in a day can pose a significant challenge, especially if you're refining your execution in each set. There are also other ways to apply progressive overload, such as reducing the rest time between sets, going from, for example, 120 seconds to 90 seconds, or increasing the repetitions and even adding more sets. Strive to improve in every workout session, Samuel suggests, but bear in mind that improvement may not always be the same. You might perform deadlifts 4 times today and not be able to increase the weight. However, if you can achieve a 5th repetition or even perform the 4 repetitions with more control than last week, then you're on the right track. 9. Maximize time under tension. A sometimes overlooked method of progressively overloading muscles is to keep them under something called time under tension. When your muscles are working, whether they're under a bench press bar or if your biceps are working to curl a dumbbell upward, they are under tension from the weight. You can also feel this. If you're standing holding dumbbells at your sides, your biceps are not under tension. The moment you start curling them upward, you'll feel them flexing against the tension of the dumbbells. Experienced lifters often leverage this tension to their advantage. Instead of simply lifting and lowering a weight, for example, bicep curls, they lift it with a specific tempo. They might lift it as fast as they can, for instance, and then lower the weight for a concentrated 3 seconds with good form on each repetition. Doing this keeps your muscles under tension for a longer period than in a typical set, where you can lift and lower the weight without a specific time frame, and that extra time under tension during a set can help stimulate muscle growth. Note that you can apply this technique to almost any strength exercise. It doesn't work for explosive exercises like swings or kettlebell cleans. However, squats, deadlifts, curls, pull-ups, and push-ups, along with many other movements, can be modified to add more time under tension, pushing the muscles further on each repetition. 10. Sleep for at least 6 hours. Sleep is often the variable for gaining more muscle. You spend a lot of time training, but what you often don't realize is this. When you're asleep, your muscles are recovering and your body is growing. It's also during this period that muscle growth hormones are secreted. By now, you already know that ideally, you should sleep for 8 to 10 hours. That, of course, doesn't always happen, but you should do what you can to maximize the quality of the hours you get if reaching 8 hours is not feasible. So, consider your sleep setup if you are serious about building muscles. Try to go to bed at the same time every day and aim to wake up at the same time every day. Sleep in a cool, completely dark and quiet room. All these little things optimize sleep quality and can have an interesting effect on your ability to gain muscle. 11. Engage in high-volume, moderate-intensity workouts. The optimal combination for gaining muscle mass is to engage in high-volume workouts at moderate intensity. According to a 2019 study in the International Journal of Environmental Research and Public Health, the most effective way to promote hypertrophy is to perform 3 to 6 sets of 6 to 12 repetitions with a 60-second rest between them. 12. Train 3 days a week. The notion that more training days lead to bigger muscles is not entirely accurate. In fact, when aiming for hypertrophy, rest becomes one of the most crucial ingredients to allow muscles to increase in volume and gain muscle mass. It is during these rest days that muscles undergo a genuine repair phase. Therefore, it is advisable to train a minimum of 3 days a week and not exceed 5. If this information is useful to you, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like so you don't miss out on more tips and hacks that will leave you like a Greek god. Until next time.